lovely crochet fans. Today we are going to be making the flamingo hat, which also can be used for our Among Us crewmate or characters. So for this project, you're going to need an E 3.5 crochet hook, stuffing, a yarn needle, scissors, and of course yarn. And for this project I am using the ZZ Twist Pink. I'm using Sheep Jeet Soft Fun black and white. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're going to get started, and to get started we're gonna go ahead and make our slip knot, and then we're gonna chain two, so 1 and 2, and then we're going to put 5 single crochets in that second chain. So 1, 2, and this is 3, 4, and 5. And now right here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a stitch marker, and I just use some scrap yarn. There we go. Got my stitch marker in. And now for row 2 or round 2, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in 2 single crochets in each stitch. So if I can get that in there. Okay, there we go. So that's 1 and 2. Then we have 3 and 4. That's 5 and 6. Now we have 7 and 8. And our last one is 9 and 10. Okay, and then we're just going to pull on our string to make it a little tighter and close up that hole in the middle. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pull up my stitch marker. There we go. And now we're going to move on to round 3. Round 3 is going to be 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 single crochets in the stitch after that. So, let me just, that's the first one, so right here, this is our second one, and we're going to put 2 single crochets in that second stitch. And now you're going to repeat that. So there's 1 single crochet, and then there is 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So that's 1 and 2. And then we're going to repeat. Okay, so now that we are done with round 3, we're going to move on to round 4. Round 4 is 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 single crochet in the stitch after that. So that's 1 and 2. And then we're just going to go ahead and repeat. Okay, and now that we are done with round 4, we're going to move on to round 5. On round 5, we're going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to put 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. And now you're just going to repeat that all the way around. Okay, and now that we are done with round 5, we're going to move on to round 6. Round 6 is 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So, so this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. Okay, and then you're just going to repeat that all the way around. Okay, so now that we're done with round 6, we're going to move on to round 7. Round 7 is 1 single crochet in the next 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. And now we're going to repeat that pattern all the way to the end. Okay, and now that we are done with round 7, we're going to move on to round 8 to 14, which is just 1 single crochet all the way around. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that off camera, and then when you get done doing your 8 to 14 rounds, you are going to finish off, and we're going to sit this to the side. Because when we get back, I'm going to show you how to do the flamingo's head and neck. Okay, so I am all done with rounds 8 to 14, and this is what you should have. It should look like a small, tiny little hat. Now, we're going to sit this to the side, and we're going to start on the flamingo's head and neck. And we're going to start by making our slip knot, and we're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2. And we're going to put 6 single crochet in this second chain here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and now that we are done with round 1, we're going to move on to round 2. Round 2, we're going to put 2 single crochet in each stitch, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a stitch marker, put that in, and now it's just 2 single crochet in each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I start right here. Let's see if I can get that in there. There we go. So this is 1, and this is 2. Then we have 3 and 4, and this right here is 5 and 6, and then we have 7 and 8, This is 9 and 10. And then 11. Let's pull this out of the way. And the last stitch is 12. It looks like I got my stitch marker tangled in there. Oh no, this is 12. I have to get me a new stitch marker because this one seems to have fallen apart. So let me just grab some yarn here, and I'm just going to cut off a small little piece. I can throw this one in the trash can, and I can use this one right here as my stitch marker. There we go. Come on. There. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead, we're going to move on to round 3. Round 3 is 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 single crochet in the stitch after that. So 1 and 2, and then we're going to repeat that all the way around. Okay, and now that we have done, so now we're going to move on to round 4 and 7, and round 4 and 7 is 1 single crochet, and from rounds 4 to 7, 1 single crochet in each stitch from round 4 to 7. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish this up off camera, and when I get back we'll move on to round 8. Okay, so now that I am done with round 4 and 7, we're going to move on to round 8. Round 8 is 1 single crochet in the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet decrease, and then you're going to repeat that all the way to the end. So 1 single crochet and then 1 single crochet decrease, which is going in, grabbing your yarn, then going into the second stitch, grabbing the yarn and pulling it through, yarn over, pull through all of them. And now just repeat that all the way to the end. And now that we are done with round 8, we're going to move on to round 9. Round 9 is exactly the same. It's just 1 single crochet and then 1 single crochet decrease. Then a repeat. So 1 single crochet in the next stitch, then 1 single crochet decrease, and repeat all the way around. Now, right here is where you want to step. So before we move on, you want to just grab just a little bit, probably not even that much, but just a little bit, and you just want to stuff that on in there because you don't want to stuff it too much. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and move on to round 10 to 15. And round 10 to 15 is just 1 single crochet in each stitch, and then you're going to stuff it. It's going to get really tiny, so I would suggest using a pencil here. So I have a pencil, been sharpened, and once I get to round 15, I take the rest of my stuffing I have over here, and I use my pencil to stuff it into the hole. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to do this off camera. When you're done stuffing your neck, you're going to finish off, but you're not going to cut a short yarn. You're going to leave a long tail because you're going to be sewing this onto the little tiny hat that you made. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up off camera, and then when I get back, we'll move on to the beak and the eyes. Okay, so now that I am done with rounds 10 to 15, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the eyes. Now, for the eyes, you are just going to grab your black and you're going to pull off a long piece of yarn. And now we're going to take our yarn needle. We're going to thread our yarn needle, and we're going to go down to the third round. So 1, 2, 3. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So between 4 and 5. So we're going to say this is our middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to put my eye right here. I'm going to go down to row 5. So, round 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, round 5. And I'm going to go in and I am going to come out on row 4. I'm going to pull through. But I'm not going to pull all the way through. I'm just going to pull enough to get the end out. And then pull enough so I can go in again in the same, just right in the same holes. And before you kind of close up the loop, you want to put the yarn there. You're going to really, what you're going to do is you're going to tie a small knot right here. There we go. And then I'm going to go through the loop I just made. There we go. And then we're just going to push it down and pull. So there's our little knot, and I'm going to take this yarn, the end of this yarn, I'm going to push it through to the back of the head and pull it on out. Now I'm going to take my scissors and cut that away. And then if you have a little that is poking out the back of the head, you just use the back of your yarn needle and kind of just gently push it back in. There we go. Now, then we're going to take this end and we're going to thread the yarn just like this. And then you want to go ahead and you just want to go in through the top and you want to come out through the same stitch, just right where we went in and out, just like that. And this is going to be our flamingo eye. And just keep going. You go around about 3 or 4 times. And then before you finish this loop, you're going to go through it like that. And then before you close up that loop, you want to go through that. Pull it out. Now, what you want to do is you want to just push it down. It's the same thing we did in the beginning. Push it down before you pull on it, and then pull. Then you're going to take it and you're going to put it to the back of the head and pull to secure it. And there is our first little eye. So now we're going to cut this. And if you have enough yarn on here, if you have enough, you pulled out enough. Because if you don't have enough, you have to get another piece. But if you did, then you want to go ahead and you want to count this one. Say 1, 2. These are stitches I'm counting. So 1, and they're hard to see, so take your time. Just 1, I think this is 2, 3, and 4. And then I want to put mine right here. So 4 stitches away. And I'm going to do the exact same thing I did before. Gonna go ahead and make me a small knot Uh-oh. I want to pull this out without actually pulling that tight. Oh, no, no, no. Hold this, pull that. There we go. Then I'm going to go in through there. Go in through that one. Then I'm going to push that down before I pull it tight. There we go. And then just back out through here. Okay. Now we just cut this. Now I just come and thread this. If you do the eyes first, this way it'll give you, it'll be easier for you to put on the beak because you'll know where it is, where the eyes are. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in. There we go. And that's one. That's two. And then we have three. And this last one I'll just go on 4 times. And before I pull that tight, I'm going to go ahead and go through that loop. And then, before I pull that one tight, I'll go through the second loop. I'll just push these down. There we go. Then I'll go in one more time and out through the back. And there you go. Now you have your eyes. And the only thing to make the head complete is we need our beak. There we go. So we have our eyes. Okay, and now we're just going to go ahead and sit this to the side real quick. And we're going to move on to the beak. So we're going to go by using our black, and we're going to start by making a slip knot here. And we're going to go ahead and chain 2. So 1 and 2. And then we're going to put 4 single crochets in the second hook. So 1, this is 2, 3, and 4. And I would say use a stitch marker, but this is really tiny, so I would just say try to keep track. So now we're just gonna put 1 single crochet in each stitch, and let's see, 1, 2, 3. So I need to start right, I need to start right here, if I can even get my hook in there. Like I said, it's really tiny. Okay, there we go. So this is 1. And this next stitch here is 2. This one here is 3. And then our very last stitch, if I can see it, which is right here. Okay, this makes 4. Okay, and now for round 3, it is 2 single crochet in each stitch. So let's see if I can do this, because this is very tiny. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's the first stitch. So this is 1, then again, that's 2, Then this is right here. Come on. There we go. This is 3 and 4. Oh, this is just so tiny. Okay. There we go. This is 5. Oh, no. Don't lose it. Okay. 5 and 6. And then we have one more to do, which is right here. And this is 7. I lost it. This is 7 and 8. Okay. That's 7 and 8. And now, what you're going to do for round 5 and 6 is one single crochet in each stitch. But we're going to need to cut off our black, and we're going to need to grab our white. Oh, if I can find the end of my white. Okay. And we're going to have to add our white. And again, this is just one single crochet in each stitch. So we should have just 8 stitches. So let me go in. There we go. Now this is 8. Now this is super tiny, and this would probably look better if I turned it the right way, but I don't actually think I can because it's so tiny. Don't know if I can push it. I'm gonna try though. It needs to be pushed in. Ooh, I think I almost got it. Uh-oh, I don't want it to get stuck. Come on. And I think I did it. Alright, I did do it. Yay. Now, if you cannot, for some reason, push that in the right way, it is okay. I'm just going to go ahead and clip off this excess black that was left over. Just try to trim as much of this off. This was the end tail from the black. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to bring back our face, and we are going to sew this onto there. So we want to leave a pretty good amount of a tail, and of course we want to finish off. And if you want, you can put a very, very small amount of yarn in here. And of course, my fingers won't fit because it's too little. So I use this pencil to just stuff it all in there. There we go. That works perfect. That'll keep it pointy. Okay. So then we'll go ahead and we'll take and we'll just thread our yarn into our yarn needle. And now this beak will go one row down. So right about here. So here's the row that the eyes are on. So you want to start to sew it down on the row below that, but come out right up under it. There. Get it started. Uh-oh. Nope, nope, nope. Get that out of there. Ooh. Okay, there we go. That's where it should be. Right there. Then we'll take and we'll, because this one should be, ooh, not in the eye, but right up under the eye. So as you can see, that is how it is supposed to look on there. There we go, right there. So I'm just going to take my thumb and try to hold it down, hold it in place. There we go. Just go in and go out. And pretty much when you get maybe 2 stitches, it starts to just stay in the spot it's supposed to on its own. Go in and go out. And again, go in and go out. And right here, I'm going to go in and go out. Uh-oh. There we go. Alright, there. And then this last one, go in and go out. Oops. There we go. There's a penguin. I mean, what did I say penguin for? Look at me. I'm looking at the black and white and thinking about penguin. Flamingo. Jesus. Okay. Here's our flamingo. Now we're just going to make a little knot right here. Just like this. And push down on that knot before you pull it. Real tight. You want to... There we go. And now I'm going to put it... I'm going to do like this. Put this in there. Pull it down. Just like that. And I'm going to clip that one. Okay. There we go. Now, that's all done. Our hat, we bring our little hat back. And now we're going to thread our yarn, our pink yarn here, into our yarn needle. There we go. Right? Nope, that is not right. This is the one thing I do not like about ZZ Twist. But it was the only thin pink yarn I had on hand. So I could make the hat tiny. I don't like the fact that it unravels. It's very nice yarn, but it tends to unravel. Now this one may be a little bit more difficult because you're going to sew this around this ring here. We're going to try to stay right in here. So whatever way, it really doesn't matter what way you sew it on because you just have to put it on facing the way the flamingo is facing. So again, we're doing this ring right here, right there. So go ahead and I'm going to start it right there, and you're just going to go in and out of the hat. You're going to go in and out and into a stitch. So I'm coming out right there. I'm going through a stitch at the bottom. And we're just going to anchor it on down. There we go. Uh-oh, not in the hat. And then we come up. We're going to come up again right here and go through. It gets a little difficult, but through a stitch right there. Then go into the next stitch. There we go. And go in there, through another one, like that. And you're just going to continue to keep going in and out until the head is sewed on to the hat. Go up, then we go in through this one, out through that one. There we go. There we go. And there is our flamingo hat. Now, you want to end in the inside of the hat, because this is where you're going to make your knot where it won't be seen. So you're just going to go in and you're going to go through the loops before you pull it tight to make your knot. And remember, you need to push down first. Pull a little, push down, pull a little, push down until you get it as close to the hat as you can, then pull really tight. And then I'm going to go ahead and just go through a few of these stitches to weave in my tail, like that. And then I'm just going to cut off the extra. There we go. Nobody will see that. And there is our flamingo hat. And see? Of course, I had another one. And I think the beak on this one came out a little better. This is a little bit difficult, so. But, yes. I have two of them now. Because I had to make a pattern. And this is what came out the first time. So, but, see? Both of them. So yeah, these are my flamingo hats, and I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial of the flamingo hat. And as always, I am Pink Olay, and I will see you in the next video.